I learnt this from Mark Graham more than probably 10 years ago when he came over to Euroblues in the UK. There's a great version if you want to check it out by him on the album I Thought I Heard It Blow, with him and Tom Sauber on banjo. Tom Sauber singing on that one. That version's an AABB format. There's also a version by the Rhythm Rats, which is an ABB version with a slightly different change or reversion back to the B part. So take a listen to that as well and get used to varying how you're going to decide to play these, because at jams and things like that it's always going to be different. The version I'm playing is an AAB format with a brief fox chase in the middle of it just to break it up a little bit, and that supports it as a solo act more than anything. I'm going to go through the tune at a medium speed to begin with so you get a feel for it, and then we'll start breaking down the A and the B parts and then put it together. Okay, so I'm going to go through this at medium speed now. Notice I play the B part on the middle and the high octave as well. And also on the A part there's a couple of subtle variations which you can hear if you listen closely. So the first phrase we're going to play on the A part goes like this. Once more. That's 3 blow, 3 draw, whole step bend, 2 draw, 2 blow, 2 draw. Slow down once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next phrase is a response to what we've just played, really. So it's 3 draw, whole step bend, 3 draw natural, 3 draw, whole step bend, 2 draw, 2 blow, 2 draw. So it sounds like this. Okay, playing that phrase slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you can, try and scoop from that 3 draw whole step a bit more than I did that time. So scoop it up if you can. Later on, when you move it into a fox chase, you can bounce off of that 3 draw a bit more with chords in between and decide how much variation in the scoop that you want. But for now, just practice with the single note scoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next we're going to put both those phrases together, so it sounds like this. Once more, slow down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So then we repeat what we just played on the first part. And then find it slightly different, you make use of that double root note on the 3 blow and 2 draw. So you're playing 3 blow, 2 draw, and then 1 draw. And if you're tongue switching, you need to move your tongue to the right when you're playing that 1 draw. So the whole phrase in itself sounds like this. Once more. So when I play the A part on this, we play it as I just have on the first time round. The second time round, there's usually a couple of different variations. But if you wanted to, when you're just learning this song, you could just play this A part twice. So let's just run through this a couple of times so you get a feel for it, and then I'll show you a couple of the variations on the second time round. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And once more. Now let's loop 2 of those together. 1, 2, 3, 4. And once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a couple of variations we can play on that A part. So instead of playing this, we can play this. And then it carries on to finish the phrase in the same way. All that phrase is on the second line, so we still play the first line. And then we play 3 blow, 3 draw whole step, 2 draw, 3 draw twice with pre-bends into them. So putting that phrase together. You can also play a similar thing, almost exactly the same notes, apart from the last note would be a draw 4 instead. So it sounds like this. Adds slightly more tension there as well. And when you finish that, obviously it carries on with the normal phrasing as it did before. I'm going to play it twice round, first with the standard version and then the second time round with the variation on the 3 draw. So it sounds like this. Play that once more. Now the same thing, but with the 3 draw to the 4 draw on the second time round. Once more. So once you've got that, you can then start making it sound a lot more interesting. And the way you do that is on the 2 draw, start bleeding in a bit of the adjacent note to the right. Be careful when you're on the 4 draw, because that bleeds in the 5 draw with it, which is the flat 7th, which can sound a bit dissonant sometimes. It just depends on the circumstances, especially if you're playing it with a bunch of other instruments that are playing major. And obviously when you're playing the draw 1, you don't bleed in the whole 2 too much, but you can play with the texture of the draw 1 by the intonation of it, whether you want to play it bright or with a big deep open sound, which can vary throughout the whole tune. The sounds that you're going to add are, when you're playing the 2 draw, add a bit of the 3 draw. When you add the 3 draw, add a bit of the 4 draw. When you're playing the variation of the 4 draw, play the octave, which is where you play a whole 4 out of one side of the tongue on the right hand side and draw 1 out of the other side, so your tongues block holes 2 and 3. This is what it then sounds like. It will take you a bit of practice. Be careful when you bend that 3 draw down to the whole step. You won't need as much effort because you've got the extra help of the draw 4 there, which adds a bit of an overtone to it. This is what it sounds like when you add in those variations. Slow down a little bit. Some hand movements, a bit like Sonny Terry does when he adds the hand popping in. Typically this works really well on the 3 draw, but you can pretty much add it in anywhere you want on different beats, or on lots of different beats on this. So it sounds something like this. Try and slow that down a bit. So our next stage is to start adding in different rhythmical variations into this. So the easiest way to do that is to start adding some chords. So whenever there's a 2 draw, you can take your tongue off and play a chord instead. So go through the melody, analyze where the 2 draws are and start adding it in. So for example, the first phrase would sound like this. Using the chords, it sounds like this instead. And you can play big chord sounds, you can play small chord sounds, or vary it as you want. Once you get to know where these chords are, such as this, that's very basic there, but you can then start adding in different sounds, so adding in yada instead. So So there's loads of variations that you can play around with. Just take your time with that and add it in slowly. And of course, remember to add in your hand movements and more dirt into that as time goes on, but build things up in foundational layers. So moving on to the B part, the basic melody goes like this. So to play that, we're playing 2 draw and then 3 blow twice. And then moving up the parts of the major pentatonic scale. So 3 draw, 4 draw, 5 blow, 6 blow, 5 blow, 6 blow. Once more. Then there's a descending phrase which sounds like this. So that's 5 blow, 4 draw, 3 draw, and then similar 5 blow, 4 draw, 3 draw, and 2 draw. Play that once more. Now putting those together. So for the B part, we're going to start with 2 draw and then 3 blow twice. And then 3 draw, 4 draw. And then 5 blow, 6 blow, 5 blow, 6 blow. Then you add the descending pattern, which is 5 blow, 4 draw, 3 draw, and then 5 blow, 4 draw, 3 draw, 2 draw. So slowly that sounds like this. Once more. And there's a different variation on that one as well. Plays the first same line. And then it plays this kind of little melodic pattern on starting on the 6th draw, which is 6 draw, 7 draw, 6 draw, 6 blow. It doesn't play it that quick, but you get the idea, and these sort of riffs are often used in Irish music as well. And that down pattern, again, the descending pattern thereafter is similar to what we've played before. So 5 blow, 4 draw, 3 draw, 2 blow. So 2 draw, sorry. So playing that slowly. Thereafter, it has this little pause where it plays 5 blow and then 3 draw. So there's a couple of ways of transitioning from the B part to the A part. The one we're doing, as I think I mentioned earlier, was to go into the fox chase afterwards. So we're going to practice going from that 5 blow, 3 draw of the B part into a fox chase. And we're going to count 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go into the melody of the A part again. So let's practice that transition moving from the B part back to the A part from that 5 blow. So it sounds like this, and we're going to go into a fox chase afterwards and then move back into the melody of the A part afterwards. So it goes like this. Once more, a bit slower. And of course you can play it with more dirt and more rhythm than that as well, so more like this. add all the elements you've already got. Just it's sometimes nice to just get the single note version down first, if that appeals to you. If you're already at the stage where you can add all the dirt in, then just go for it from there. Let's move on to playing the B part on the upper octave. It's useful, very useful, to be able to play octaves on there. So when you're playing octaves on the exhale from 6 blow outwards, so anything 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's a 4-hole split as it is everywhere else on the blow notes. So you're playing 2 holes blocked with your tongue and playing the 2 holes open either side of that. When you're playing anything from 7 draw or 8 draw, 9 draw or 10 draw, it's a 5-hole split. So you're blocking 3 holes and playing the holes next to that to play clean octaves. You don't have to do that to play the first variation, but for the second variation you need to be able to do that. So let's just go through the first one to begin with and see how we get on thereafter. So what we're going to play is 6 blow once and then play it twice more for that pulse sensation. It's the same thing as playing 2 draw and then 3 blow twice. So it goes like this. And then we're going to move up to 7 draw and 8 draw. And then 8 blow, 9 blow, 8 blow, 9 blow. Okay, so that so far sounds like this. Once more. And then to finish the phrase, as this descending pattern again, is 8 blow, 8 draw, 7 draw, and then 8 blow, 8 draw, 7 draw, 6 blow. And again. So that phrase in total sounds like this. Of course, when you're ready, add the octaves in. Once you've done that, you can also take away the tongue very briefly to replace that 6 blow with a double puff. So it's a very subtle sound. I'll just play that once more. I didn't emphasize the double puff that much the second time, so. Then to finish that phrase, we're going to play the equivalent of the 5 blow and the 3 draw that we played on the lower octave, which is 8 blow and then 7 draw. Of course, you can play the octaves on those as well. So, and then you've got to move back down to start the A part from there. So, etc. So let's just play through that B part all together on the upper octave. And one more time. And as you can hear, my 8 blow octave is bleating, so it's definitely out of tune, and that's something to watch with the high end of your harmonicas, is just to keep on touch with them with the tuning when you can. So if you've gotten this far, that is enough to cover the entirety of the song, especially if you add a bit more juice to it and learn where to pulse on the octaves and slap onto those octaves as well, and add as much dirt as you can onto everything else that's there, and as much chordal variation as you can. If you want to add in the B part onto the upper octave with the second variation, you can. You need to be able to play octaves to do that, and you're going to play something called a ghost octave, which is where you move up from whole 10 playing the octave and then move up as if there was a whole 11 to keep going, and it tricks the brain into thinking when you're playing just that note outside the left hand side of your mouth that you're actually playing an octave there. It sounds like this. Okay, playing that slowly, it's just that last phrase, so this phrase is the same. And then you got to draw 10, and then move up to fake whole 11 or ghost octave, back to draw 10. So it's got that kind of the similar sound to what you had in the middle octave. And the rest of it is the same. So for those of you that want to do that, it's a really handy trick to have, especially for second position upper octave playing, and it's quite handy in first position as well. So if you start practicing that, it's very useful. So I hope you had fun with that. Do try and work on it on foundations, so work on single notes and adjacent notes and then rhythms. Add in the B part on the middle and the upper octave, and when you're ready to, add in the alternate B part on the upper octave as well with those ghost chords. That will be very useful later on for fiddle tunes on the high end. Ghost octaves rather. So once you've done that, then try and play along with some of the different tracks that I recommended, and also I'll try and put a track on here of me playing it for 3 or 4 minutes at a moderate speed with a metronome on there, so that'll be on YouTube, and you can slow that down as you want to or speed it up as you want to play along. Alright, cheers. Let me know if there's anything I can help with this, and please do post and tag my YouTube channel in it if you can, and I would love to hear your variations of these songs as we continue through this. Let me know if there's any other tunes that I can help you with. Cheers.